All right, if you have antifreeze, it might look like transmission fluid. If you have a puddle around this area in the front of the truck, not over here, that's the oil from the leaking oil cooler. That's a different subject. But right around this area.
And if you go underneath and it's dripping on that pipe right there, the one with the clamp on it, I only have one hand. That pipe right there will be wet. It'll be dripping right around there and a couple other places. It's most likely from that tube right there. At the end of that is your radiator reservoir. And they crack and they leak and they make you think you need a new radiator, but you don't.
I mean, yes, you might have a bad radiator, but the puddles here, it's most likely this reservoir. So this is really easy to replace. It's just a bolt, and the hardest part is these crimp clamps, and I'll show you how I take them off. I had these on my 02 Durango, and they suck. I'm gonna put regular clamps on. I did have this off already. I used some quad sealant because I had to order this, so I put some sealant underneath. It worked for a little bit, but it's still leaking. I'm gonna do a full replacement. I'll leave the link in the description below on where I got mine. Shake it, baby. Shake it. Supposedly this one's made out of ABS plastic or ABC ABS plastic. Got the best reviews from the other ones that were on Amazon. I think it was like 30 bucks, 32, 35 bucks. The first thing you want to do, this is very important, slowly, and you might even want to let the engine cool down a little bit, slowly take this off. The bolt is 13 mil. And that's it, comes up, but then you gotta disconnect the hose underneath and you gotta take off the crimp clamps. The next step is these crimp clamps, 1, 2, and 3, removal. What you need is channel locks. It's really simple, a little bit of technique involved, but I'll show you real quick. I just grab it like this, squeeze and pull back and twist at the same time, and it comes right off. Why they use these? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. And these hoses come right off. Well, that was a little too easy for the bottom one. Kind of lucked out on that one. Just grab, twist, pop. If yours is full of fluid, you might want to get a little bowl to catch the fluid so it doesn't go in your driveway. You want your cat coming over and licking it. And the hose is stuck on like mine is, just ever so gently. Grab your channel locks gently and just grab that rubber and give it a little twist to break the bond. And she'll come right off. So this is going in the trash. And the new one, which is solid, seems pretty decent. I'm gonna reconnect it, and I have a little case of band straps I'm gonna connect everything with. So they reinforced these nipples with some brass, which is good. On the top ones at least. I just realized my drain hose was disconnected. Thank God I caught it before I fell in the street. I'm gonna have to take this clamp off as well and put another clamp here, because we don't want that dripping over the engine. All right, we're gonna connect the bottom hose first. Line up the notch in the hose with the tab on the reservoir. Nice and tight. Now I'm gonna remount it in the mounting holes. That's where she goes. Line up the bolt. Slap the bolt back in. Go ahead and tighten it up. Not too crazy, it's plastic. Just gonna reconnect the hoses. All right, now we're gonna fill it with some radiator fluid. I think I'm gonna keep the old cap just in case that one fails. You never know. You just never know. Good to have. And for radiator fluid, make sure you use something that's relatable to this. You want OAT, organic acid technology. I think these engines have an aluminum head, so this is good for aluminum. Now I gotta carefully fill it up. This one is 50-50 pre-mix, so you don't have to add water. And bring it up to the minimum line. Run this thing in operating temperature, check it, add if you have to, and that is it. All right, we're at NOT, normal operating temperature. We got the heat going too, just to get things flowing. I did have to add a little bit, and we are good. I'll drive it around for a little bit, a couple days, and I'll check it again and add if needed. That's it. Without the camera in my hand, it's probably a 5-minute swap. Again, I'll leave the link in the description for where I got this one off of Amazon. I got the drain hose back on with the new clamp. Engine's purring because I recently just had all the idler pulleys replaced, along with the new serpentine belt. It was squeaking like a pig, but now it's back to normal. I do have the upgraded aluminum oil filter housing. That leaked like a sieve. It's doing pretty good so far. This is now in, and I'll just wait until something else breaks, which will be soon, because it's a Promaster. But overall, it drives okay. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody out. Until next time. Peace.